welcome to Geeky Girls Knit. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Damaris, also known as Damaris Dash a bit weird.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is Wednesday, June the 5th, and this is episode 41. We'd like to say welcome back to all of our returning viewers, and a big hello to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a chance. We hope you enjoy the episode. We'd like to say hello to Lindsay, who is Lindsay, spelled differently than her Ravelry username, who is from Glasgow, who introduced herself in the Ravelry thread in our group. If you have not joined our Ravelry group yet, please come join us. And or if you're already a member of our Ravelry group and haven't introduced yourself, please introduce yourself in the introductions thread, and we will give you a shout out on the next podcast. I think that's everything for getting started. We've got a lot to talk about today, so I think we're ready to go. So let's get started.
Now we're going to talk about what's on our needles.
So what's on your needles, Mary?
I still have this on my needles.
So talk to us about it.
It is the second sleeve of my Watson sweater that I have been doing for a while.
And it looks like you got maybe a couple repeats done this week.
Yeah. It's on size US 4s.
Which is 3.5 millimeters.
And the yarn is Barocco Vintage in the Oats colorway.
Is that your third ball?
Yes.
Cool. You're making progress. Slowly but surely. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, I have a couple things on the needles. One is another set of washcloths. This is pattern y'all should know by now. The All Washed Up by Jill Arnouche in I Love This Cotton in the Camelot colorway on US 6s 4.0 millimeters. This is the first of 3. I can get 3 washcloths out of a skein of it. So I started those. And then my precious little stuffy. Okay, so this is for the Wolf Farms, what's it called? Summer of Stuffies. But it is also for our June color cow. And it looks complete, but it's not, because I'm going to show you what part of it is still on the needles. Now let me tell you what the pattern is before I show you her, because she makes me happy. I modified Amy Spindler's pattern Zombie the Podcaster. Amy is from the Stockinette Zombies podcast. And so obviously with the name of Zombie the Podcaster, you're expecting it to be green, but I did it pink. So I used James C. Brett's Baby Marble yarn in the pink colorway, but then I had to add in that I wanted it to be Doctor Who inspired as well. So I used I Love This yarn in white and royal and Vanna's Choice in silver heather. Alright, are you ready? Ready? How cute is she? She doesn't have a name yet. She needs a Doctor Who name. Okay, so she's bigger than Amy's pattern because I'm going to use her as a button monster to put all my podcast buttons on. So the pink, and the pink is like different shades of pinks and whites. You can tell the legs are a little bit different color because there's bunches of different shades of pinks in this yarn. I held the pinks 3 strands together, and I did it on US 10's 6 millimeter. And if I move her hair bow out of the way, you can tell that she's angled like a zombie. But I like her little hair bow that I added. Let's fix it. Hold on. And she's supposed to have a zombie mouth, but I made her smile. And then I held the blue doubled, and then I held a strand of white and a strand of silver together to make her a skirt. And then for her little hair bow, I used the colors of the Fourth Doctor's scarf, a strand of each, to make the hair bow. And I am making her very own Fourth Doctor's scarf. So that's why she's not done yet, because she needs her own Fourth Doctor's scarf. So Damaris suggested her name be
Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane, because Sarah Jane was with the Fourth Doctor. And her eyes came from 6060 Eyes on Etsy from Clara, which made me laugh since Clara is from Doctor Who. So, this is my non-zombie, the podcaster monster. The hubs says I need to like tack down her hair bow, but I like her bow. Isn't she lovely? So, help me decide what to name her. She loves you, Damaris. And I had made a lot of progress on her scarf, and I don't know what happened, but there was a hole in the middle of it, probably because I was knitting it at about 1 o'clock this morning, because insomnia has been my BFF this week, and so I'm performing surgery on it to try to fix it. So I should have her scarf done, hopefully today, later today. So she needs a name. I'm thinking Sarah Jane, but do y'all have any other names? I'm taking suggestions. I love her. And she's what's been on my needles. She's a little over 12 inches tall. And she's a happy monster. And that's what's on our needles.
Now we're going to talk about our finished projects.
And the Doctor Who baby blanket is finished. We haven't taken pictures of it yet. Sorry, Damaris, I know you were ready to hold it up. We're a little slow today. It's been a really rough week. I'm sorry. We'll talk about it more later. Maybe while I'm processing the podcast, you can take it outside and take some pictures so I can put it on the project page.
Okay.
Because it's going to be hard to show you the full thing on here, but we'll show you. So here is the finished blanket. Up, 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 up. Okay, so come back down. I'm just going to show them kind of like this. You can come down, Damaris. I'm just showing them the side, kind of to show them. So as you can see, here's all the way around is the scarf. So I started it on the top left, right? This is the left?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This is the top left, and did it all the way down to the bottom, and then across the bottom, and then back up the right, and then across the top. And it's about 20, I think it's 20 stitches across. And then I sewed my cute little hand knit by CC Almond label on the back. Damaris, you cannot keep it. It's not for you. I'm so sorry. We have to send it to our friends, who will be very excited. we will probably hear their squeals all the way from New Mexico. But it's finished, and I'm very glad because it was getting very warm trying to attach the scarf onto the back. So, I'll try to... Hopefully Damaris can take it outside after a while I'm processing the podcast, and take some pictures that I can get up on the project page, so that you can be able to see the full thing. That's what I finished this week. And it's done. And I'm thrilled. Another item off the list. And that's all I have finished this week, other than finishing a good portion of my stuffy. So on to the next segment. And now it's time for my favorite part of the podcast. Yummies! That's where we talk about our favorite things for this week, or things that have happened this week, or things that make us happy, or... I don't know, I forgot what I'm supposed to say. Yummies! Go ahead, Damaris. Yummy.
Okay. We still have some Geeky Girls knit buttons that we would like to send to you. Shipping is $1.50 in the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., email us or send her a PM to see how much shipping will be.
About $2 outside the U.S. approximately.
Mm-hmm.
So, send us an email or send me a PM. Oh, thank you. Stash. I'm doing Stash with the Knit Girls podcast, and not including my stuffy, I am up to 1,796 yards out of 4,375. So with my stuffy, I'm going to be over 2,000 yards done.
That's bigger than a football field.
I know.
It's a lot bigger than a football
I know.
field.
So,
That's about 200.
is anybody else
football
doing
fields.
it? So I'm just curious if anybody else is doing it and how you're doing, if you're doing the Stash. So, I got gifted a lot of patterns this week. Well, I got gifted 3 patterns this week. I mentioned earlier, I've been having a really rough week this week. If you're on Plurk, you've heard a little bit about it, but I've had a really rough week this week. And I won't go into all of it, but I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. Thank you to those of you who've sent me messages and kind words and hugs and love and prayers, and I really appreciate it. But I wanted to say thank you to some people who sent me some really sweet patterns this week. And I want to show them to you because they're all really cool patterns. So, the first one was a gift from Kat, who is Stitching Out Loud on Ravelry. She sent me the Argyler's Hand Warmers pattern by Sarah Wilson, who is the Sexy Knitter. So here is the pattern, or the project, the photo on Ravelry. And it's just gorgeous. I can't wait to knit those. Aren't those pretty? And then, these are Doctor Who related. These I got from Kim, who is, I always say her Ravelry name wrong. Freydeli? Is that how you say it? I'm sorry, Kim, if I just butchered your name. Thank you, even though I butchered your name. She sent me Heatherly Walker's Pandorica socks. How cool are those? I really want to knit them like right this very second. And she sent me a funny, sweet message. And then our very own Crow Julie, who is active on our boards very muchly, sent me her just brand new released, her very own sock pattern called Cables How I Love Thee. I'm going to open this other picture because it shows a better close-up of the cables. And let me see, because I know she has a special going on right now. For the next week, this pattern is $1 off, no coupon code necessary. So, for the next week, they're only $3. So, you should go get them. They're called Cables How I Love Thee. So I will link all 3 of these patterns in the show notes. So thank you so much to Kat and Kim and Julie. Hold that. Love. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you very, 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 very much. And then I got mail this week. I had won. I'm trying to reach it down here on the floor. I had won a prize from Diane, who is Knittables, who does the Knittables podcast. And I won this big old bag of yarn. And Damaris already claimed one of them. Do you want to tell them about that one?
This is sock yarn. It's very great. It's not brown and blacks. It's grays and blacks.
What is it?
I'm looking. Cormo Fingering. It's 150 yards. And I claimed it for the Jarvis octopus I'm going to do from the Dandy Sir cephalopod pattern. I'm doing a whole set of Avengers octopus, octopi, octopodes. And yes, Jarvis does count as an Avenger. So does Pepper.
And then I got...
And Coulson. Everyone's an Avenger.
You're so crazy. I got 5... Are these called skeins even if they're round?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I got 5 skeins of these Barocco Geode. They're 50% wool, 50% acrylic. They don't have a color name, they just have a number, 3657. And they're like greens and browns.
Earth tones.
Yeah. Now, we looked it up on Ravelry, and it says that it's worsted weight, but, hello, this is not worsted weight. This is more of a DK Sport. And since I have 5 skeins of it, Damaris and I are going to have matching drizzle hats. The pattern by Melski from Single-Handed Knits. We both have been wanting drizzle hats, so we're going to have matching ones. And there should be just enough because there's a little over 100 yards per skein, and I have 5 of them. And then I got these 2 skeins of Wildfoot Luxury Sock Yarn, 75% washable wool, 25% nylon. They're 50-gram skeins, 215 yards per skein. This one is Little Lilac. That's not a true color at all. And this one is Lilac Desert. So they kind of match.
They remind me of Bruce Banner.
And so I'm going to do some striped socks. Because the lilac down here is Idness. Oh, that's better. That's more true color right there. And then I got one more skein. This is Fanny's Fingering Weight, 400 yards, 4 ounces, 80% merino, 20% nylon, kettle dyed, in the colorway Clay. And it's greens. There's like a limey green and an olive green and a dark green and like a pale yellow. So this is going to be socks too. And it's soft. So thank you so much, Diane, for all this yummy, yummy, yummy yarn. We were very happy when that mail came. What else yummy this week? Can I tell you just how excited I was this week when I discovered a new app for my Kindle Fire? Let me tell you what this app is called. Hold on. I'm trying to find how to get to the screen of it. It is called the Dog Catcher Podcast Player. DOGG Catcher Podcast Player. It's not... This is like the screen that shows like the podcast I'm subscribed to. It's a paid-for app, but I think it was $4.99, but it plays all my podcasts. I have tried so many podcast apps for my Kindle Fire, and none of them have worked. And finally found this one, and I was like, oh, I'm going to be so upset if this doesn't work. And it works. I have been playing all my podcasts this week on it, and I am just in love with it. So I will put a link to it in the show notes, but it has made me so happy because I've just been watching my podcasts on my phone, which is fine and dandy, but I wanted to be able to watch them bigger on my Kindle, and this has made me so happy. I have, like, cried happy tears, which is good because I had been crying sad tears because it was a rough week. So this made me cry happy tears because I could watch my podcasts on here, and I can even subscribe to my YouTube podcasts on here. Now, of course, you can't download your YouTube podcasts because YouTube doesn't let you. But you can subscribe, and it will notify you that, hey, there's a new episode, and then you can click on it, and it'll take you to the new episode. But you can download them, and so you can either stream them or download them. So if I'm like driving in the car, like when we're traveling before we go to Scotland, I can download them and I can watch them in the car. And how happy did that make me after a rough week? How happy did it make me, Damaris?
Happy, happy, joy, joy in your heart.
It did make me happy, happy, joy, joy in my heart. What else? Scotland. We're still doing fundraiser, scotland.thealmonds.com. Much love to those who have donated. We're still doing prize giveaways. Even if you can only donate $5, we'd be very appreciative. So check it out, scotland.thealmonds.com. That's Yummies for this week. On to the next segment.
Now we're going to talk about what we're reading and watching. We are both reading a casebook of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yes, I read last night. I can't remember which one I read. I've read the vampire one already. That wasn't last night. Have you read the vampire one yet?
Yes.
I think I read the one after that one. Which one was after that one? I don't know. I did read one last night. And I'm almost done with Moonblood by Anne Elizabeth Stengel. I was going to finish it last night, and it did not happen. Alright. TV. Here you go.
Be prepared for emotions.
Yes.
Okay. Psych 7.14. No Trout About It. Season finale.
Oh.
Because my senses never lie, Mr. Trout. Neither do my hips.
Because they brought in this, like, Mr. Trout guy who is trying to take over.
That is a bold-faced lie. You're a bold-faced lie.
No, I'm not.
You wrote that.
I did write. What did I write? The new guy wants to mess up everything, but coming in December...
Complete with standing on benches and making them fall over, but not in a way that you hurt yourself, but it looks dramatic.
Psych. The musical. Sweet. Okay. Next. You want me to scroll a little bit? Here you go.
Merlin, 5.13, The Diamond of the Day, Part 2, Series, as in the entire show, finale. Merlin, series finale, more like, this is the story of how I died.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe how many people they killed off.
Yeah, this is possibly the most depressing episode of Merlin ever. It starts off with Arthur getting a sword in his gut.
Yes.
My word, Julian Jones, calm down.
Tell the people who Julian Jones is in case they don't know.
The guy who created the show and wrote this episode.
Yeah. I think he just was like, how many people can I, hurt or kill in this episode?
Many people.
Yes, because he did.
Okay, there's nothing good in this episode.
No,
there's
not at
nothing
all.
cute or sweet.
No.
There's only pain.
And angst. And tears.
And misery.
And death. Pain and agony and despair. People dying everywhere.
And it wasn't anyone's birthday.
No, it was not.
It's not your birthday.
No, it's not.
I can't say this.
What is it?
It's a quote.
I defeated the Saxons. The dragon. It was me. I'm so sorry. I have magic. I use it for you, Arthur. Only for you.
Go away!
The airplane is trying to disturb our pain and angst.
This episode physically pains me. Seriously. And the acting in this, I'm gonna throw myself out the window. Like last week.
You didn't even write down the part where he told him that he had magic.
Yeah, yes, I did. This was the part.
Oh, okay. There's no airplanes in Merlin.
Well, at the end.
Oh, don't even go there.
Okay. I'm the King Merlin. Don't tell me what to do. I always have. I'm not going to change now. I want to say something I've never said to you before. Thank you. And those are those last words.
Arthur finally told Merlin, thank you. Finally.
And then,
The dragon.
take heart, young warlock, for the story you have been a part of will live long in the minds of men.
And then I wrote this last part because it made me angry. I said I did not like the ending at all. It felt like they were forcing things to leave it open for a modern day spinoff. Because, okay, in case you didn't watch, at the end, after they made it to where, like, this... Okay, so, like, at the end, after Merlin sent Arthur off to the... What's it called?
Avalon.
To Avalon, then all of a sudden, it was modern day, and a 18-wheeler truck drove by Merlin, and he's, like, walking on the road and by Avalon, like, waiting for Arthur to come back, and I was like, seriously? What the crap was that? I didn't like it. And even though we watched it the second time, I was still like, I don't like that.
I liked it.
I didn't like it, but
I
Damaris
liked
did.
it.
This was like season finale, series finale week. Oh my
Merlin
gosh.
fandom is dead. Hannibal fandom is
I like
eating
cried
us.
the whole rest of the week. I mean, of the rest of the episode. I cried the rest of the week too. But I cried the whole rest of the episode, and then we got to that part, and I was like, what the crap?
The Merlin fandom is dead. The Hannibal fandom is eating us.
Okay, Revolution. Episode 1.20, The Dark Tower. Season finale. I loved the whole beginning where they did the whole season recap to music. That was like...
They left out Maggie, though.
They did leave out Maggie. So, we finally figured out why Aaron was in that notebook and everything. It's because his code ran the tower. MIT sold his code to the DOD.
Is that allowed?
Probably not, but they did it anyway.
Man.
Tom is still psycho. Psycho. Killing people. And then Miles freed Monroe. What was that?
They are brothers.
See, I wrote, what? What,
Yes,
what?
there was this thing we were watching, and Miles was walking through that, well, it wasn't a forest, but the place where those trees were.
Mm-hmm.
And then Monroe comes and tackles him.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier, just a scene ago, someone asked, "Where's Miles?"
Mm-hmm.
And she said he was walking through that place. And then she said, "Oh no, now he's being tackled by Monroe." And I said, "No, Monroe just loves him so much, he's gotta tackle him."
Mm-hmm. And then Nora died. And it was kind of Rachel's fault. And then Rachel and Aaron and Charlie and Miles made it to at level 12. And Aaron turned the power back on. Which we all knew was coming. And then we see the power turn on all over the world, slowly. And then
on the North American continent.
No, like it showed the world, and like the lights are turning on all over the world.
The world.
And then the Georgia president, like, says we're gonna attack Philadelphia.
What?
I know. And then Monroe's in the field, and all this lightning is striking. And then Randall, who is psycho as well, he's in a control room in level 12, and they can't get to him, and he aims missiles at Atlanta and Philadelphia, and says, "When you burn down the old, new things grow." And then he kills himself. And then...
Because he said he was a patriot.
Yes. And then what at the end? We see the President of the United States is in a U.S. colony in Cuba. And
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, in Cuba.
Yes.
And,
the place
and then we hear that he's the one that told Randall to do all of this because that he's going to return to the United States and take back over.
Whoa.
So he's been hiding in Cuba.
Calm yourself.
And that is how Revolution ended.
Not the show, the season.
The season. And then we had Defiance, episode 1.8, Goodbye Blue Sky. Sukar died, but then he didn't. What?
That's not what I wrote.
No, but I think that's what we should call this episode. In which...
What?
And it turned out that he was being controlled by microscopic nanites.
Huh.
There's another plane. So I'm really curious as to who Arissa is going to end up being in this kind of grand scheme of the show, and why she's having these visions, because she saw Sukar die, and then she was involved in the whole thing with him, and then he died and everything. So,
but he's not actually dead.
So I'm interested to see where they're going with her story. So there's another episode next week. Episode 1.9, I just wasn't made for these times. Are you going to talk about Warehouse 13, or am I?
You.
Okay.
Because I'm going to talk about...
Yes, sadness. Warehouse 13, episode 4.15, Instinct. Artie was on a Segway.
No.
That was hysterical. That made me laugh. And we had H.G. Wells back.
Yeah.
She came back from Defiance. Because did you know she's on Defiance? She plays, Stama. Which totally cracks me up because it doesn't even look like her. And
it's
then
makeup and I don't know if it's hair dye or a wig or what.
I would guess it's a wig because her hair is white.
But you could get hair dye to make
I know, but would she want to have white hair all the time?
Hair dye can wear off.
I know, but she could be what other show did we watch where somebody has white hair? come to me eventually. And then Abigail, the new B&B owner, who's really a therapist, is geeky too. She has that whole line where she's like talking about how the spike thing in the ceiling works. And she's geeky. I like her. And the warehouse was zapping Claudia, asking her for help. Is she going to be the new caretaker? I think so.
Let's hope Ari doesn't go away. I like him.
I like Artie too. Next up is episode 4.16, Runaway. Just a note, Continuum starts on Friday, the new season here in the US, season 2 on sci-fi. And now, if you don't want to be spoiled on something Doctor Who related, you need to go away, even though we've already given you a spoiler warning. And if you at all are anywhere on the internet, you probably already know this, but we're going to talk about it anyway because we have been weeping. Gosh, it's been a week of weeping. What? Doctor Who. Damaris, are you going to talk about it, or am I? Matt.
Matt Smith is leaving Doctor Who.
Matt Smith is leaving Doctor Who.
I'm not physically or emotionally prepared for this. I'm not prepared for this in any way that can be described with an adverb.
So he's in the 50th, and he's going to be in the Christmas special, but he'll regenerate in the Christmas special. So there's been some talks about who might be the 12th Doctor. Obviously,
Ben Whishaw. Obviously.
Well, that's not what I was going to say obviously about. I was saying, obviously, it's not John Hurt. With everything we've heard. Obviously, John Hurt is some other something or other with the Doctor. Mm-hmm. Unless they are just, like, totally confusing us all.
Another guy.
We think it should be a woman. Like, who did we say the other day that would be really cool?
I said Michelle Dockery. Lady Mary.
Yeah, but there was somebody else that we said that would
Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Tilda Swinton. Judi Dench.
There was also some guys we said that would be good.
Ben Whishaw.
We should have totally written down all these people that we thought of, because we thought of some really great ones. Colin would be really good.
Colin Morgan.
From Merlin would be great.
Plot twist. Arthur rises as the new Doctor and takes on Jethro as his full-time companion.
Because Colin Morgan played a character called Jethro in Doctor Who a few seasons ago. I had totally just thought of somebody, and I just totally lost it.
What do they look like?
Oh, we should get Patrick Stewart.
We can get Ian McKellen. He was in the Christmas special.
We've heard some rumblings about...
We've heard some rumblings. We live in a volcano.
The guy from House. What's his name?
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie. I don't know. Of course, there is all...
Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, there's all kinds of rumblings everywhere about who it's going to be.
Because we live in a volcano.
We do live in a volcano. It's supposedly going to be announced well before.
Yeah, it was announced last time.
Yeah. So, but the name we've heard most has been...
Ben Daniels.
Yeah. So, we shall see. Okay. We've rambled on about TV a lot now, and we have some prize winners to draw, so we should probably move on to the next segment. I should probably click the right mouse, huh? Alrighty, let's talk about the May Geeky Cow, because it's over. The final countdown is over.
Dun, dun.
We had 25 finished projects total. I'm opening the random number generator. So, let's congratulate the final 4 people who finished projects at the end of the month. We had Apple 380, who was Jamie, who finished a pair of mitts for Doctor Who. It was kind of her to knit a pair of mitts for Doctor Who. We had Phoenix Fire, who is Tracy, who finished the Nagini shawl. Thank you, because I didn't know how to say that. We had Penguin Soup, who is Jenny, who finished the PB&W socks. And we had Philippa MC, who is Philippa, finished the Hitchhiker. So, we need to enter in 2 through 28, because we had some deleted posts, into the random number generator.
2 through 28.
And if we pick one of the ones that were deleted, we'll do it again. Hit the button. 22.
It's on the other page.
Yes. Oh, we're picking 2 winners, by the by. Knits Insanity, who is Katie. Oh, we forgot to say, the winners can pick either to receive a podcast button that we will mail to you, or a pattern under $6 from Ravelry. Alright, generate another number. 27.
That'll be on the other page.
Which is on the second page. Which is Penguin Soup. Jenny. So, Katie and Jenny, let us know if you want to receive a podcast button or a pattern under $6, and if that's what you want, let us know what pattern you would like to receive. Alright, let's go to the next segment and talk about the new KL. I was like, what's it called?
Cow.
Cow. Your hair like got crazy because you were laying on me. And I'm leaving that in, so we're just going to keep talking. So we're talking about the June color cow. She was laying on me, and then she sat up and her hair went crazy. We're talking about the June color cow that started on June the 1st, which was like Saturday maybe?
Yeah.
Okay. And runs through June 30th. And any project counts as long as it contains your favorite color.
So basically any project.
As long as it contains your favorite color. Like, my favorite color is pink. So, this is my June cow.
That's your June cow?
Project.
Your knit along?
This is my June cow project. Isn't she gorgeous?
This is her knit along.
Project. She's got a hair bow in her face.
You might want to cut it a bit to make it a bit shorter.
No, she likes long hair bows.
Okay. I'm sorry, Miss,
So-
you don't have a name yet.
So she's going to help us tell you about the cow. Your project can have been begun before June 1st. Don't hurt her.
I want to hold her.
Your project can have been begun before June 1st as long as you actually work on it in June and finish it before the end of June, which would be June 30th. And you can double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip in other cows as long as...
Don't do that in real life. As long as you don't do that in real life.
As long as you don't do it in real life, and as long as you meet the rules for the other cows that you're participating in. So, for example, my friend here with no name is going to double dip in Wolf Farm's Summer of Stuffies, as well as in Geeky Girls Knit June color cow, even though she does not qualify for a prize in our cow.
This is her double dipping.
Actually, she's also going to quadruple dip. Stop. She's going to quadruple dip, actually.
She's dipping in multiple pools.
She is going to also dip in the Wolf Farms Hatchinit cow, as well as in the Nitty Natter Lol cow.
Lol.
So she is quadruple dipping because she meets all those rules. Actually, she is dipping as well.
Okay, Mama.
She's dipping in the Stash Dash by the Knit Girls. So she is dipping in 5 cows.
Why?
Way to go, give me high five. She rocks.
She doesn't have any fingers.
And she has squishy hands because I stuffed them with polyfill.
I can't wait to make my Avengers octopodes, octopi, what are they called?
We need to congratulate someone who already finished a project and shared a photo with us for the June color cow.
Congratulations!
Her name is Crow Julie, who finished her double thick crochet pot holder, and it looks really cool. So, unnamed monster, tell Julie congratulations.
Congratulations.
There's something in the water. I think that's all we have to say about the June color cow for right now. Let's move on to the end of our show. It's the end of the show as we know it. And we feel fine. We're not sure about Damaris, but me and my unnamed friend here, we feel fine.
How can she be your friend if she doesn't have a name?
She will have a name soon because our good friends, the podcast viewers, are going to give us some suggestions. And if they don't have suggestions, she's going to be named Sarah Jane. Are you okay with that? She is. So let's just give them some announcements. We are going to have a winner of a prize when we have 200 members in our Ravelry group. At this moment, actually at the moment about 15 seconds ago when I checked, we have 173 members. So, invite your friends, invite your family. Don't invite your stuffies unless they have their own Ravelry.
I'll invite my Jarvis Lippus.
He does not have his own Ravelry account.
He doesn't exist yet. Jarvis Lippus.
We are rethinking the Geeky Girls Knit virtual knit nights. We are going to change them and do them twice a month on the first Friday of the month at 1 p.m. Central Time and the third Friday of the month at 6 p.m. Central Time. I don't know if we're going to start with this first Friday of the month this week or not. It depends on how I feel. At this moment right now, I will say no. But depending on how I feel tomorrow, I will let you know on the board, on Ravelry, whether we're going to have it or not. Okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Jarvis Lippus.
I think that's everything. Would you please tell them where to find us online?
You can find us online at geekygirlsknit.blogspot.com, and there are links to Blip, YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, etc.
Yes. I think that's everything.
Jarvis Lippus. Jarvos! Just a rather very octopus system.
I'm so sorry that you are having to suffer through the insanity that is Damaris today.
Be nice.
Because she has clearly lost her mind since school has ended.
Be nice. Be nice.
I hope that you have a great rest of the week. Happy knitting. We will see you next week.
I love you.
We love you. Do you know my little stuffy cannot make the love sign because she has no fingers and her
That's
hands.
what I just said. She has no finger.
And her hands don't meet.
She has no finger.
But she will wave goodbye to you. Happy knitting. See you next week.